All right, hey everyone, this is Ryan Melton with OpenC3. I'm super excited here. We're going to tell you about our new 7.0 and 7.1 releases, and we're going to start with talking about our awesome new time series database with Jason.
Yeah, so the headline feature for COSMO 7.0 was the addition of a time series database. We're using QuestDB in the background. This is going to dramatically improve data retrieval out of our system and actually enable a lot of really cool use cases. So I've got Cosmos running right now in AWS. This is our long-term support instance that we have on a Tailscale network internally. So I'm on the long-term support. This is the admin console. This is the TSDB tab. And from this tab, now you can actually do direct database queries. So you can select from the database, inspect the tables. This is dangerous. With great power comes great responsibility. So treat this very seriously. But then we also have a metrics tab that gives you information about the database tables themselves, how many partitions there are, the row count, how big they are. So a lot of great things you can do to investigate how much data you have in the system and where it's all going. Just as an example of the new power of the time series database, I created this little dashboard in Grafana. I'm graphing our 4 temperatures in the demo. And let's say, I'm getting really interested in what happened the last 12 hours. The last 12 hours, there is the entire database for the last 12 hours. This is running remotely in AWS, and that retrieval time is even faster if you're running locally. So we're really excited about what people are going to be able to do with the new time series database, both online and offline data analysis. Back to you, Ryan.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is our key feature of Cosmos 7.0, bringing in QuestDB versus our own previous, not proprietary, we're open source, everything's available, but our own database that we implemented ourselves. We've replaced that for our decommutated data with QuestDB. It's, for some queries, 50 times faster. So it's an amazing improvement on data retrieval. We also did a lot of other amazing stuff with Cosmos 7 and 7.1, and I'll pass to Clay to talk about theming and some other changes that he's made.
Awesome. Thank you, Ryan. I'm excited to show some of the other features that we've added. One of the things I want to show is going to be theming. So now you can prettify all your Cosmos installations with a variety of themes that we have. In our documentation, we have some examples of some themes that we have preloaded. And let me show you how we can do this directly in Cosmos. So we go into Cosmos, we can go directly to the Settings tab. And then from here, down below, there's a new setting called Theme. And we have our Astro theming, which is going to be our default, which is what we've known and trusted on Cosmos. We have all these 4 options now. We have Dark Cobalt, Indigo, Slate, and Emerald. So as an example, I'll click this Slate. I'm going to refresh here. And now we have this brand new kind of well-themed version of Cosmos that's going to have a different look and feel depending on what you're looking for. So there's a variety of themes you can try out, so feel free to try that out and let us know which ones you like. If you have feedback for new themes you'd like to see or how you'd like this to look, definitely let us know. When we were on our documentation, you may have also noticed this new button here down below, Ask Cosmo. So this is going to be our new chat engine in our documentation directly. So if you go to docs.openc3.com, anywhere in our documentation, you can take a look and chat with Cosmo, who's going to be our Cosmonaut assistant. If you have any questions about our documentation or we'd like to kind of help you find some specific examples, definitely take advantage of this to help you implement whatever it is you might be implementing, but be sure to not enter any specific or sort of personal information in here. Cool. So another thing I'd like to kind of share is some of the new apps that we have in the plugin store. So if you go to the OpenC3 plugin store, we have so many plugins that you can take a look at. This has been really growing with time. And the 2 that I want to show is going to be the map and then the trending analysis tool that we have down here. With the map tool, when you first open it, you can go to the map server and then choose a new map server that you want to use. In this case, I have this pointed to the NASA public set of WNTS maps. This takes a little bit of time just because this is a huge list of things that we can have. And then you can choose whatever layer you want to look at. So in this case, I have blue marble, but maybe you want to look at like some other like relative humidity, whatever it might be. You can take a look at some public data sets or your private ones as appropriate. And then we can have a map. So from here, I can add a new track. And right now I have an example of the ISS that I am tracking. Plug in our latitude and longitude information. I'm going to look at the past hour's data, where ISS has been in the past hour. I want to make sure I can see plenty of historical data in here. and then we can create it. So then we're able to visualize the track of where and what might be happening. So you can kind of use latitude, longitudes to build these tracks out. You can also add markers if you wanted to kind of at a new ground station at a certain location. You can select that, create that, and then build out your map so that you can be tracking whatever it is you're tracking. And then you'd be able to save these configurations to open at a later time. The other tool I'd like to showcase today is going to be the trends tool here. So I'm going to choose the, let's see, health and status, and I'm going to take a look at the command accept counter. And I'm going to be looking at the data for the past hour here. I'm going to fetch it, and this allows us to graph our data. And this is nothing new. We can do this from the telemetry grapher, but what is going to be new is, let's say I want to do a trend analysis. Let's say this is growing pretty much linearly, so I'm going to grab a linear trend. I want to predict the next hour's worth of data, and then I can calculate, and then this will project what my next hour is going to look like given the data that I have in the past. And then from here, I can also do something like, okay, well, when do I think the command accept counter is maybe going to cross about 350 count? So then you can do a little bit of prediction analysis, very kind of simple linear regression type data. So from here, maybe the prediction is that we'll cross 350 as our command accept counter at 3:14 later this afternoon. So this can be a useful tool to analyze maybe some polynomial sort of reactions you're seeing, maybe some sinusoidal graphs, anything for a sort of basic linear regression that you might be doing in Excel. You can do it now directly in Cosmos. All right, back to you, Ryan.
All right, amazing new stuff, and keep an eye on our app store to see all the new kind of plugins we're building. Lots of stuff going on, actively adding to the app store. We're at over 30 plugins, and just keep cranking out more all the time. So I want to highlight really quickly on one of the core features of Cosmos 7.1, which was our new sharding support. So with Cosmos 6 and previously, we supported sharding using Redis cluster, but that doesn't work when we add in a new database now with QuestDB. So in 7.1, we've gone to a new sharding method that's actually much more predictable and continues to allow us to have that infinite scaling possibility with Cosmos. So what we've done is basically incorporated a manual sharding method for both our Redis database and our QuestDB instances. And what that allows you to do is you can associate a given target, one of your devices you're controlling with Cosmos, with a given shard. And so if I've got my Kubernetes cluster, and let's say I've got a 4-node cluster, and I put a different database shard on each of one of those nodes, I can add a bunch of satellites onto, or whatever you're controlling, onto node 1 until that gets full. Then I can move it, put the additional stuff on node 2, put additional stuff on node 3, and just keep adding more nodes and more databases as we grow to make your system dynamic to where you never run out. Once your existing 4 nodes are busy on CPU and memory, you can just add another node, put another shard over there, and just keep growing your system as you need to, potentially to thousands of devices. And that's what we are going to be supporting on some programs for some of our customers. So that's the exciting feature in Cosmos 7.1. Thanks for listening. There's a lot more in the release notes. Check out the release notes on our webpage. I'm going to finish by passing off to Chris, who's going to talk about Space Software Summit, which is coming up.
Hey everybody, wanted to get the message out that Space Software Summit is coming up. It's only a few months away, probably 4 or 5 months away. Last year we had such a great time. We had over 200 engineers and developers and managers and teams show up. And what really made Space Software Summit so special were the speakers. All of the different points of view and projects and things that people have been working on is really what made that such a wonderful summit, and what everybody took home with them. And with that in mind, the call for speakers is now open for 2026. In fact, it closes Friday, May 15th. So if you're thinking about it, we would love to hear what you've been working on. We'd love to see your smiling face in front of a room of all your peers. Get up and tell us all the cool stuff that's been going on in your world. So please head to spacesoftwaresummit.com. Make sure you fill out the presenter form. It's a short form. It's only about 400 words or so. No big abstracts. Easy thing to do, and we'd love to have you submit. If you're a business, we're also looking for sponsorship too. There's a great opportunity to get your business name in front of the best minds in aerospace software. Check out spacesoftwaresummit.com for more information there. And if you have any extra questions, that's where you're going to find new updates, and that's where you can also pre-register for ticket sales, which go on sale at the end of May. And if you want to get the early bird discount, make sure you sign up for our pre-register and get all the information as soon as it's available.
All right. Thanks everybody for checking out Cosmos 7.1. We'll see you next time for the 7.2 release notes here in a month. See you, everybody.